The OMS LEAD program was put on at Queen's University recently. So typically we've got these mining coaches, they've been managers around the world, and now, they have a real passion for developing leaders in the future. And I think this is a really neat one because we went back and said, it's not just for supervisors, let's get these up and coming leaders of undergraduate students at Queen's. So thanks for joining. I've got Julián Ortiz. He is the head of the Robert M. Buchan Department of Mining at Queen's University. So, Julián, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me, Ryan. I'm very happy to be here and to have had your experts train our students. I've been at Queen's for 6 years, and I am now the head of department trying to lead and steer a group of academics into the future of mining. And I think for this, we need, as you said, great mining leaders that can think a little bit outside the box, that can see all the complexities in terms of how a mining project impacts everything around it. So we need to make things better, and I think we need leaders for that. On the curriculum, so when we teach, we can actually connect our teaching to actual real-life problems that help us get the students more engaged in their learning and get them more connected to what comes after school, right? The real jobs they're going to get and the kind of problems they will face. I'm happy we're working together with OMS on collaborating and doing training for professionals in the mining industry.
Well, I'd heard so much about OMS and that they were putting on this training for us. And honestly, at first I was a bit skeptical or hesitant. Like, I didn't really know what to expect from a leadership training course. And I feel like I'm a natural people person, and I've worked on a lot of teams, and I didn't really know what there was for me to learn. But it honestly really surprised me. And I feel like I left the program with some real tools that I could use when interacting with people. Probably the biggest thing was we learned a lot about ourselves and our core values. And I never really thought that knowing more about myself would teach me about how to interact with others. But they're very linked together. So it just gave me a different way of thinking of interacting with people. And I think that mindset shift will be really beneficial in the future for me.
Okay, so you recently took part in the OMS LEAD program. Why don't you tell us about some of your key insights?
I mean, the program was awesome. It was really, really packed with knowledge, and there were some really seriously experienced gentlemen delivering the course, and I really enjoyed spending time with them. Biggest takeaway for me was, that the people you're supervising are going to be very, very different from each other, and there's different ways of communicating with these people in order to be effective, and that your personality type might not line up with somebody else, and you may perceive things in a way that is not like the way they perceive it, and you could kind of creating a work environment that's not exactly productive. So I think that was very interesting, as well as the fact that everyone has their own core values, and these core values are often the source of stress for your life, and that if you can understand somebody's core values and understand your own core values, that everybody can be kind of happier and working together better. My thoughts and understandings of how things work, and even just from my internship, my ideas were challenged certainly in the program, and it was refreshing. It was nice. So yeah, it had profound effects on me.
You recently did the OMS LEAD program, training on site. So what did you take out of that?
So I definitely took core values out of that. Core values are extremely important. Ensuring that I understand what my core values are and how I can therefore fit into an organization. Does the organization have matching core values?
You mentioned also there's a structure piece that seemed to hit home with you.
Yeah, so it's important to have structure to one's day. Starting off with a team meeting, like we did in the workshop, where you outline the tasks to be done for the day, and you evaluate your employees and how attentive they are. So for example, you do stretches to see who's paying attention and is energetic before you send them off to do hard tasks that may be dangerous. You want to make sure that they're alert enough and that there's nothing going on that would hinder them from doing their work effectively. So asking how they are and trying to really get a genuine answer. And that goes back to having a cohesive, friendly workplace where people feel like they can be open.
So Damien, I guess out of that, what do you see as, what does good leadership look like to you?
Meeting goals and making sure that goals are met, following up. So tracking progress. You start with giving someone a task and then you follow up to make sure that it's getting done and that it's gotten done, instead of just giving someone a task for the day and checking in 3 days later and realizing it hasn't been done. And ideally, you also want someone who's done what you're doing if you're being led by them, so that they have an understanding of what you're getting into and can help you and mentor you. And I think those are important qualities in a leader.